Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Now, let's talk about our friend TURKI ALALSHIKH because I was very skeptical of, I still am skeptical to some degree in certain areas of the Saudi involvement in boxing. But to me, I'm a show me guy. You can talk till you're blue in the face, till your damn head falls off. I don't give a damn. I want to see some action. And there is no doubt that over the last 18 months, TURKI ALALSHIKH, okay, he's got immense resources, monetary resources, but he's a man of his word and he's put on some fantastic shows. And he seems to understand boxing and genuinely love it. And you can't say that he's just thrown money and wasted it. Yes, he's thrown money, certainly, hundreds of millions of pounds, but he hasn't wasted it. I mean, look at all the great cards we've had. Everything from like last night's or night before, was it, the Ring magazine, like Oscars, boxing Oscars, which was fantastic. Those promos that they do for the Riyadh season for like, Fury versus Usyk and, the 5 versus 5, the promos, I mean, the like little 3-minute Hollywood epics. The man really has been, I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's a massive breath of fresh air to boxing. And not everything he does or says I like. I hate this stupid idea of matching Bud Crawford with Canelo. I think it's a ridiculous fight. Don't like it at all. There are weight divisions for a reason. And I'm not going to go into why I hate that fight. But I don't like gimmick catchweight fights. Couldn't care less about Ben versus Eubank. Never did care about that fight. And Nue versus Gervonta Davis is another stupid idea. So the excellent TURKI is not without his faults, because he does peddle that thing, that idea, the catchweight contest. So I don't like it at all. But one thing he's really won me over on, and I'll read you the quote. I posted it on the community page on this channel yesterday. He said, "We must now have it be normal to lose some fights in boxing. All the fighters want similar to the career of Floyd Mayweather, 0 losses. This can happen one time every 50, 60, 70 years. We need like the UFC model now, where the champions are losing and winning. Muhammad Ali lost 5 times and he's still a legend." Bravo, sir, for saying that. I have been saying this. First of all, I've always felt this ever since I was introduced to boxing and began to love it and really understand what I was looking at and going to shows and doing all the rest of it. I didn't care about losses. A loss is a step back, but it's also it can be a lesson learned. Yes, you can have devastating losses. I always remember like John Ruiz getting knocked out in 12 seconds, I think, by a rampaging David Tua. David Tua never won a world title. John Ruiz did. He won the WBA title twice. Was it twice or 3 times? I think it was twice. And had a successful career. You want to talk to me about losses? Roberto Duran has 16 losses on his record. Sugar Ray Robinson has 19. Benny Leonard, I think, had about, I can't remember, half a dozen maybe. Sam Langford had about 30. Is anyone seriously going to suggest to me that Sam Langford isn't one of the greatest fighters that ever lived? If you don't know Sam Langford, read up on him. All right, from lightweight to heavyweight, he fought. Astonishing career, full of fighting the absolute best. And when you fight the absolute best, you lose. And Sam Langford had loads of losses. But you know what? He had well over 100 wins as well, and the quality of opposition was immense. Henry Armstrong had 21 losses off the top of my head, maybe roughly about that. I've mentioned Benny Leonard. To me, my respect for fighters comes from who they fight, from the quality of the opposition. And if they're not quite good enough, but they still fight anyone, and they do end up with a lot of losses, I don't care. Whatever you think of Derek Chisora, he's got some funny ideas outside the ring. That fucking MAGA hat and bumming around with Nigel Farage and all that crap. But inside the ring, what a warrior. How many losses has he got? 13? Why is he so respected? Because he'll fight anyone. He'll fight anyone. He has fought everyone. Who hasn't Derek Chisora fought? Well, AJ, probably, you might say. But look at he fought Tyson Fury 3 times, Joseph Parker twice, Dillian White twice, Kubrat Pulev twice. Yeah, you know, he's an incredible warrior. He's got, he's called himself War Chisora. That's it. That's what you want to see. And no, he was never going to be the greatest heavyweight ever. But you know what? He's got all the respect in the world from me as a fighter because he ducked no one. Now, Turkey, in his little comment, mentioned Floyd Mayweather. And I think Floyd Mayweather is largely responsible for the cult of the zero. And that's what it is. It's like a little cult. And he just... Floyd Mayweather was a great fighter, and he beat lots of Hall of Famers. He beat some great men. But I watched G-Man's one of G-Man's videos, and he mentioned he made a very, very good point, I think, when he said that with different judges, Floyd Mayweather might have had a couple of losses on his record. Same with Joe Calzaghe. I definitely thought was it Castillo beat Mayweather the first fight, definitely. And there were a few others that were very, very close. Lara, maybe. There's a couple. I'm not going to go through it all, but and Joe Calzaghe, Robin Reed. A lot of people thought Robin Reed edged that fight. The Bernard Hopkins fight was close, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're a boxing fan, that is to say, a boxing fan, not a fanboy of certain fighters, which these are the people I've no time for, but you love boxing, the only way to find out who is the best of the era is if everyone fights each other. Everyone, all right? And yeah, fighters go on for too long. I always remember when I was a lot younger, Matthew Saad Muhammad was one of my favourite fighters, terrific light heavyweight, who was just, honest to God, you want Rocky movies come to life. This guy had a whole slew of them. But he carried on way too long, and he ended up with loads of losses from people, stoppage losses from people that he would have smashed to bits when he was a young man. Roy Jones Jr., 10 losses on his record. Probably the most talented, naturally talented, athletic, amazing, almost unbeatable fighter in his prime. No one's unbeatable, but in my lifetime, Roy Jones Jr. was as near as damn it as I've seen to unbeatable. Him and maybe Mike Tyson when Tyson was sort of 87 to 88. Those were the two that looked near as damn it unbeatable to me. Well, Tyson's got 6 losses and Jones has got 10. Does it matter? Do a few losses when they're at the back end of their career, or does that really invalidate how great fighters were? The fact that Tyson Fury has lost twice to Alexander Usyk, does that really matter? Because he was another one who was obsessed with this zero. That was the hook on which he was going to hang his claims to be not just the greatest heavyweight of his generation, which he clearly isn't because Usyk is, but also the greatest heavyweight of all time. Bullshit, absolute lunacy. And some people believed it. Just like they believe that Floyd Mayweather Jr., as great a fighter as he is, and he is a great fighter, he's not the best ever. No, you're not, mate. No, you're not. No, you're a great fighter. You can make a solid argument for being the best of your generation, pound for pound. But I don't believe he's the best fighter ever. Best businessman ever, that's for sure. But anyway, what do you think about this? I think Turkey Alashikh is right on the money when he talks about getting rid of this stupid cult of the zero. Sven Ottke retired with undefeated. You seriously telling me Sven Otke's the best super middleweight ever, or belongs in the pound for pound argument? It just winds me up. Anyway, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about this. Leave your comments below. Please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because it takes a second, costs you nothing, and you help the channel out. And also hit that like button so that we can please the algorithms, whatever they are. I appreciate your time. I always say it, but thanks a lot, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.